Hello, and welcome to CA Search Advisors 2025 Women in Real Estate Series, or WIRES, interviews. We originally kicked this series off in 2020, I apologize, highlighting 6 amazing women in the real estate industry. And we are 5 years later, so excited to bring this series back. My name is Amy Bauer. I am the co-founder and managing principal at CA Search Advisors. We are an executive search firm focused on the real estate industry. And this first interview, we are so excited to have Wendy Hoekwater, the CEO and founder of Net Growth Marketing, joining us. Wendy has an incredible career in the hospitality side of real estate. And again, we are so happy to have her here sharing her story. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please tell us a little bit here about Net Growth Marketing.
All right. Well, thank you, Amy. Net Growth Marketing is a marketing consulting firm specializing in hospitality, travel, and tourism. And my background in these industries is pretty extensive, having led leadership positions and roles at companies like Marriott International, Great Wolf Resorts, Choice Hotels, and 𝗥𝗲 Group Vacations. And really, throughout my career, I've really focused on scaling businesses for growth. And that's where the term net growth comes from and comes into play in my name. And this is really all about ensuring marketing strategies drive real bottom line impact. So I launched Net Growth Marketing with 3 clients: a vacation rental property management company on the Outer Banks, North Carolina, Kitty Hawk Kites, which is a well-known outdoor recreation and retail company, and a hotel management company. And they all had something in common. They wanted to scale for growth. And each of these businesses had ambitious growth goals. And since my passion is helping them achieve those goals strategically, it's set on a course of a great place to start.
Now, you mentioned you spent your career in hospitality working for companies like Marriott International and Great Wolf Lodge, but that's not where your path started in this industry. So tell us a little bit about how you got started in hospitality.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's a great question. So my career path to get into hospitality and real estate was an interesting one. And really, it was anything but linear. I started in Chicago at a sales promotion point of purchase display company, fresh out of Central Michigan University. And I was hired as an assistant to the production manager. And just 2 weeks in, my boss promoted me to production manager. I knew very little about metal and plastic extrusions and how they were made, how the displays were built. So I really had to adapt quickly and learn fast about materials, logistics, manufacturing. And he came to me and he said, sink or swim. Forget that. And since I grew up swimming, how am I going to do this? So I spent my days managing projects, and I spent my nights and weekends learning from suppliers. And I have to say that hands-on experience taught me how to adapt, how to solve problems, how to embrace challenges. And my boss then moved me into sales role. And this is where I found my love for sales and marketing, really. And being with, prospective customers and understanding their business challenges and providing solutions to help them grow their businesses, it was so rewarding. And so then from there, I moved back to Detroit to help grow my dad's advertising business. And I worked in production. And then I moved into business development, managing accounts across retail and real estate with Pulte Home Corporation, and fashion retail. So later I transitioned to a B2B agency working with automotive and pharmaceutical clients, before getting a call from my sister about an opportunity at Marriott International. And I tell you, this call changed for me. I joined Marriott as director of marketing for the Midwest. So at that time, I was overseeing marketing for about 140 hotels. And a year later, after a company-wide reorganization, I became vice president of marketing and e-commerce for the Central region. And at that time, I was supporting over 300 hotels across multiple brands. So that experience, I have to say, really deepened my understanding of real estate from an owner's perspective. I was working with REITs and private equity firms. I was working with independent owners to drive profitability through marketing. And so, I think back over the years, I really continued growing in hospitality real estate, leading marketing and sales as CMO for Woodspring Hotels, Choice Hotels, and then Great Wolf Resorts. And then I later moved into a luxury travel space with the all-inclusive hotel space with 𝗥𝗲 Group Vacations before I shifted into vacation rentals. And each transition gave me really a new perspective on the business, and it really reinforced my passion for helping owners and maximizing their investments. I never lost sight of that.
Awesome. So you've had a rather broad career. I mean, you've gone from production and advertising and working for large hotel companies to working for a private equity firm that focused on extended stay to a family water park resort company to private equity focused on luxury travel to, vacation rentals. So each organization, as you mentioned, kind of taught you something different. It brought its own unique learning, growth opportunities, as well as some challenges. So what were some of the opportunities and challenges that were presented, and how easy or difficult was it to make those transitions to each new company, kind of each new area?
Yeah, that's a great question, Amy, and it's really great to kind of reflect back on that. But I have to say, every transition came with challenges, but it also came with tremendous opportunities. So moving from the agency world to corporate in a highly matrix-driven environment at Marriott was a really steep learning curve for me. But what I did is I quickly realized that success wasn't just about marketing and sales expertise. It was really about building relationships and understanding the business through an owner's lens. Another big shift for me was moving from hotels to vacation rentals. So, unlike hotels where operations and branding are kind of centralized, vacation rentals are individually owned, which means every homeowner has unique expectations. So, it was a bit like a crash course in balancing individual owner needs with really this scalable business model that I had been used to. So, but regardless of the differences, the core lessons were the same. Relationships matter, adaptability is key, and strategy should really rise to the top to drive decisions.
That is a key takeaway for any business leader. Those are amazing core lessons, and really, I'm writing it down and memorizing that because that is really a key takeaway. So those are the core lessons that you learned. What did you learn about yourself? What did it teach you about yourself?
Through all those transitions, I really learned a lot about myself. And that is that I really thrive in roles where I can collaborate, solve problems, and drive growth. I just love working directly with owners and helping them navigate these challenges and create strategies that make a real impact. And that's why I really started net growth marketing, to focus on what I was really good at and what I really like helping businesses scale strategically. What I don't want is to lose sight of the people behind the business, right? So growth isn't just about numbers, it's about relationships, it's about teams, and it's really about creating value.
Okay.
That's why I'm purposefully scaling net growth marketing in a way that allows me to stay hands-on with my clients and do meaningful everyday work.
All right. So you and I met in 2020, right when the pandemic started in the United States. And let's be honest, the pandemic was hard on the hospitality industry, especially. No, won't play punches. But looking back, what were some of the positives? What were some of the positive changes, the opportunities created, maybe some areas in hospitality that surprised you and flourished?
Well, you're right. COVID-19 certainly did hit the hospitality industry really hard. Skippers were literally told not to travel. What a showstopper. I had marketing destinations around the world and encouraging people to create lifelong memories with family and friends. And suddenly, everything came to a screeching halt. But what I quickly realized is that people will pivot, right? The desire to be with loved ones, to connect and to experience life together, it's really intrinsic. It can't be taken away. The shift opened up a lot of new opportunities, especially in how people travel. So with health and safety becoming the priorities and vacation rental property management businesses on Hatteras Island and Outer Banks of North Carolina being there, the area boomed during COVID. People who had been stuck at home suddenly realized they could work remotely from a beach house. I'm high in record numbers they came. And, typically we were seeing people traveling from about 6 to 7 hours away, but we saw visitors driving 10 plus hours just to experience the wide open spaces, the natural beauty, and the fresh air of the Outer Banks. And for me, this was really a pivotal moment. So not only did I expand my career in hospitality and real estate marketing, but I also gained a deeper understanding of a new customer. It was this independent vacation rental homeowner. And I tell you, these homeowners were looking for strong ROI on their properties. And under my leadership, we grew the company significantly. I personally onboarded over 200 homeowners, built lasting relationships, and drove measurable results. And after leading a full brand repositioning for the company and leveling up every aspect of sales and marketing and operations, this is when I took the leap and started my own company.
The ability to listen and learn from your customers, that's amazing, and certainly taps into that core lesson of adaptability. The customer pivoted, you pivoted, so it definitely, like I said, taps into that core lesson of adaptability. So, looking back, what is your biggest accomplishment?
So, wow, career. Lots of accomplishments, but what I would say, Amy, my biggest accomplishment is really navigating industry shifts. So the hospitality and real estate sectors have really changed so much in recent years. Think about digital transformation, post-pandemic recovery, private equity-backed transitions. These, leading brands through these evolutions and staying ahead of trends and positioning businesses for growth has been incredibly rewarding. So I would say that's my biggest accomplishment.
What are you most proud of?
I'm proud of the relationships I've built, both personally and professionally. So when I think about throughout my career, I've really, leaned in to my strength of motivating and inspiring others. Whether it's my team, my clients, or my industry peers, I really believe in showing gratitude for what I have, lifting each other up, lifting others up, and really making the most of every opportunity. And that mindset has really shaped both my career and my life.
Right. I love that gratitude is one of your key leadership strengths. That's leading through gratitude is amazing. So how have you surprised yourself so far in your career?
No, but it must have. I think I have surprised myself really by turning some of the most challenging moments in my career into opportunities. I've had to adapt quickly. Sometimes in ways I never expected. And, every time those pivots have led to new levels of growth and success, I've stretched and grown. And it's really, truly been a journey of resilience and what I would call reinvention.
Okay. Now, what are some of the blogs, the publications? What do you listen to? What do you read? What do you pay attention to as an industry professional?
Yes, I really like to stay ahead of industry trends, and I follow Skift, a podcast called No Vacancy,
Okay.
Hotel Investment Today, and The Morning Brew. Each of these, they really give a different perspective on travel, hospitality, and real estate, and just macroeconomics in general. And that really helps me stay informed and forward thinking.
Now, I think it's only fair to ask the hospitality professional, what do you do in your free time?
I know. I update. I love to spend time with my wonderful husband and family. We are really big on outdoor adventures, so hiking and biking and kayaking and swimming, you name it. And of course, we love to travel together, experiencing local cultures and driving, into new adventures and making memories that last a lifetime. And I also love to cook.
Okay.
So,
All right.
husband does the cleanup. I love it.
That's a good deal. That's a good partnership. So, what advice would you have for women or really anyone who is considering a career in hospitality?
That is another great question, Amy. My advice for women considering a career in hospitality is just to be curious and be adaptable. And don't be afraid to take on challenges that push outside your comfort zone. That's when you know you're learning. Build strong relationships. They will open doors you never anticipated. And most importantly, believe in your ability to create your own opportunities. I think that's most important.
That's amazing. Create your own. Yeah. That's bet on yourself.
Exactly.
Well, thank you, Wendy, for your time today. You've again always been so optimistic and open, and we appreciate your willingness to kind of share your story. It's greatly appreciated. For those of you watching, remember that those core lessons, right? Relationships matter. Adaptability is key. And strategy should rise to the top to drive decisions. Those are three kind of key takeaways, core lessons that you shared and really, really hit home for me, and really should for any business leader. So thank you again for sharing your story and your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Amy, for the opportunity to share my experience. It's been an honor to be part of this series.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And thank you for being the first one. And for everyone watching, have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you for joining us.